The words hit me like ice water straight to the chest. "Oh, sweetie, the whole family went last week. Didn't anyone tell you?" My mother's voice crackled through the phone, and possibly casual, as if she were discussing grocery lists rather than a family vacation I'd been excluded from. I sat frozen at my desk, staring at my computer screen while simultaneously scrolling through my cousin's Instagram feed. There they were, my parents, my sister Jessica, my brother Mike, their spouses, their kids, all wearing matching Mickey Mouse ears, all grinning in front of Cinderella's castle. 5 days of posts, 5 days of memories I'd never be part of. My name is Emma. I'm 26, and I've always been the responsible one. The one who worked 2 jobs through college so my parents wouldn't have to help. The one who loaned money for car repairs, mortgage payments, wedding expenses. The one who showed up for every emergency, every move, every crisis. But apparently, not the one who got invited to family fun. "We tried calling you, honey," my mother continued, though my phone showed 0 missed calls from anyone in my family all week. "But you know how busy you always are with work. We didn't want to stress you out with planning." I kept scrolling while she talked. There was Jessica's post. "Best family trip ever. So grateful for these memories." There was Mike's wife sharing videos of the kids meeting Mickey. There was my dad, actually laughing, actually happy, on a ride I'd never seen him enjoy before. The photos spanned 5 full days. 5 days of inside jokes I'd never understand, of moments I'd never share, of a family I apparently wasn't part of. "Besides," Mom added, "we know money's tight for you right now with that little apartment and everything." Money was tight. For them. I'd been secretly covering their mortgage payments for the past year. I'd paid for Jessica's wedding flowers, Mike's car repair, countless emergencies that somehow always became my responsibility. But apparently, I was too financially stressed to deserve a vacation. The worst part came when I found the group chat. Disney Magic 2025, it was called. I'd been removed months ago, but I could still see the first few messages before I was kicked out. 3 months of planning, hotel bookings, dining reservations, fast pass selections, excited discussions about the whole family reunion trip. 3 months of conversations I was never meant to see. At my nephew's birthday party the following weekend, the exclusion became a physical weight. Everyone traded Disney stories like currency. "Remember when Dad screamed on the Tower of Terror?" Jessica laughed. "Or when little Tommy threw up after the teacups?" Mike added. The table erupted in knowing laughter. I sat in silence, stirring my drink, invisible. "Some people are just too busy with their careers to make time for family," Jessica announced loudly, looking directly at me. "I'm not too busy," I said quietly. "Nobody asked." "Oh, please, you would have just complained about taking time off work." The room went quiet. Even the kids stopped playing. Nobody defended me. Nobody said a word. Later, helping clean up, I overheard my parents talking to my aunt in the backyard. "We didn't want to burden Emma. She's always so stressed about money," my dad's voice rationalizing. "She's just in a different place in her life," Mom added. "She wouldn't have enjoyed it anyway." The same money I'd been lending them, the same stress they'd created, the same life they'd never bothered to understand. Instead of confronting them immediately, I started paying attention. The group chats I was mysteriously left out of, the family dinners scheduled around my work shifts that no one ever checked, the birthday parties I discovered through Facebook posts. My siblings dismissed my questions as drama. "God, Emma, you always make everything about you," Mike said when I asked about Thanksgiving. "Can't you just be happy for us?" Jessica added with an exaggerated sigh. What they didn't know was that while they were spending thousands on Disney, I'd been quietly building something of my own. 2 years of saving, of working late, of saying no to myself so I could say yes to their emergencies. But those busy workdays they always complained about had resulted in a promotion, a salary bump nobody knew about, and a savings account dedicated to my dream European trip. I'd also been documenting everything, every loan, every exclusion, every lie they told about why I wasn't included. my cousin Jake, who'd been at Disney, reached out privately. "Hey, I need to apologize. I argued with your parents about not inviting you. They said you were too busy with work." "I never got asked," I replied. "I figured. That's messed up, Emma. You're always there for everyone." Jake helped me see the pattern. There'd been other trips, other celebrations, other moments where I'd been strategically excluded while my parents spun narratives about my preferences to justify their choices. They told extended family that Emma prefers focusing on her career, that Emma really isn't a vacation person, that they were protecting me from financial stress, all while using my money to fund their lives. When my birthday arrived and they forgot to plan anything, too exhausted from the Disney trip apparently, I knew it was time. I invited my parents and siblings to my apartment for what they thought was a reconciliation dinner. "We're so glad you're finally ready to move past all this drama," Jessica said as they walked in, smug and condescending. Instead of dinner, my dining table was covered in evidence: printed bank statements, loan records, screenshots of group chats, a detailed timeline of every exclusion dating back 3 years. "Sit down," I said calmly. "We need to talk." "Emma, what's all this?" Dad asked, confused. "You told everyone I was too busy for family." I spread the documents across the table. "But you never told them about the $15,000 you borrowed from me last year for mortgage payments." The room went dead silent. I pulled out another statement. "Or the $3,000 for Jessica's wedding flowers." Jessica's face went white. "Or the $1,200 for Mike's car repair." Mike stared at the floor. "Emma, you didn't mean to exclude me from family memories while using my money to fund your lifestyle? We thought you'd be uncomfortable." "Uncomfortable," I cut her off. "I've been funding half your mortgage payments for a year, but I'm too financially stressed to afford a Disney trip? Make it sense." Dad cleared his throat. "We can explain." "No, I'm done with explanations. You excluded me from family memories while treating me like your personal ATM, so I'm returning the favor. I'm excluding myself from this family permanently." I handed each of them a printed statement showing every dollar they owed me, with interest calculated. "You have 30 days to repay what you borrowed. After that, we're done. No more calls, no more emergencies, no more money." I used my savings to book that European trip the next day. For the first time in years, I posted photos without caring who saw them or felt left out. Paris, Rome, Barcelona, the Amalfi Coast, every sunset was more beautiful than any Disney castle. Every moment was mine, untainted by their manipulation. My phone exploded with messages from relatives who'd finally learned the truth. Jake had made sure word got out. The extended family started asking uncomfortable questions. Why hadn't Emma been invited? How much money had she actually lent them? Why did they lie about her being too busy when she'd never been asked? My parents had to explain to everyone why their too busy for family daughter was suddenly traveling the world while they scrambled to cover their mortgage without my help. Jessica's calls went unanswered, Mike's texts were ignored. The silence that once terrified me became my peace. I finally understood something they never taught me. I never needed their approval. I needed my own respect. And I found it not in their belated apologies or desperate attempts to reconnect, but in the quiet certainty of choosing myself for once. The family that excludes you while using you deserves your absence, and the uncomfortable questions that come with it. Where are you watching from? Drop it below. If you've ever been the family member who gives everything but gets nothing back, this community understands. Your story matters. Share it with us.